So I'm on a walk with my dog, and we just walked through here 5 minutes ago, and we're walking back. And I didn't even know it until right now when I'm walking back. 2 elk were laying right under this tree right here. I had no idea. They were laying there when I walked through, didn't bother to move, I didn't see them. And on my way back, I saw one laying there. And I couldn't even see the one right next to it laying down. That's how well they blend in. And then I saw the other one saw me, and they both took off. It's crazy how you can walk right by something and not even know it's there. They just ran off right there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Ain't that cool, Sadie? She smells them. Now she smells them. She didn't smell them before when they were right next to us, but now she smells them. That's funny. Alright, guys. Good morning. It is Thursday, August 24th, right around 10 a.m. Just got back from the walk with the dog, where we walked by 2 elk. And if they were the predator and I was the prey, I'd be a dead man, because I walked right by them. Crazy. Another beautiful day. The air looks a bit smoky. I don't know what that's all about. But other than that, it's a clear, breezy morning. Probably about 78 degrees. This is no shirt weather right here. Matter of fact, I don't have my shirt on right now. It's good to get out and soak up some of the sun for a little bit. I can only do it for about 15 or 20 minutes though, because then I'll start to burn up here, but it's good to get the vitamin D. And I don't get a lot of it because I work at night and I sleep during the day. So it's important for me to catch some rays whenever I can. So we've got a couple things we got to do today before we take off. But something I wanted to show you. If you've watched my videos in the past, I had a couple of stalks on the other side of the trailer there of mullen that sprang up a couple of years ago, just out of nowhere. I mean, there's no mullen anywhere else around here. So I don't know how it got there or where it came from, but they grow pretty tall. They have huge leaves that are soft like felt. And apparently there's lots of different medicinal properties of mullen. And I've been told, and I don't know if this is true, but the natives used to use it for many things, including going to the bathroom. So if I had to use something like that, if I had nothing else, I absolutely would, because it would not, be soft on sensitive skin. So, but what I wanted to point out is I've got mullen springing up everywhere over here. This is all mullen. There's more right there. There's little mullen just coming up over there. But if I walk around the other side here where those 2 stalks came in a couple of years ago, well, here's more of it right here. This is all mullen. All of this is mullen growing inside this grate, underneath this table. Mullen, mullen, mullen. Mullen everywhere. It's Mullen Mayhem. This is all, all of this, all the way back there. That's all mullen. Down here, here, all the way under there. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do if they all grow to maturity, because they grow like 6-7 feet tall, big thick stalks. And hell, you won't even be able to see my trailer back here if they all grow in. I don't know what I don't know what happened or where the heck it came from. I could only assume a bird dropped a couple of seeds here when it flew over and landed on top of my trailer. But now it's everywhere. It has just spread all over the place. And I know it's mullen because, number one, I've gotten used to knowing what they look like. But number two, that's a felty soft leaf right there. That is a very soft felt leaf. So, I'm not sure what this is going to look like in a couple of months. And I'm starting to see, I don't know if you can see them. Try to zoom in on them a little bit. These caterpillars all over the place. You almost don't even see them. I've probably stepped on 100 of them already. But some of them are really big too. Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while. It's been a couple of years since I've seen all the caterpillars. There was a time when I first bought this property in 2015. And back then it was raining a lot. It was pretty wet. And there were those large caterpillars all over the ground. Everywhere. Everywhere you walk, there was caterpillar. So, pretty crazy. I can only assume there's going to be a whole bunch of moths out here at some point. I don't know if those are butterfly caterpillars or moth caterpillars. But at some point, we're probably going to have a bunch of whatever they are. Oh, there's a lizard right there eating a bug. Colorful guy. I don't know if you see him right there behind that rock. See him? Pretty cool. He's got some color. He's a different type of lizard than the one we saw yesterday in yesterday's video. This guy's got some yellow stripes down his back. See if he'll let me get any closer. Pretty cool. He's eating dead bugs that my bug annihilator is dropping on the ground. So I've seen some of the rodent population eating some of the dead bugs too. I think it's probably the squirrels though, because I've found little piles of dead bugs way out there. I think it's got to be the squirrels that are doing it. But yeah, it wasn't so bad last night. The bugs weren't too bad, so the bug zapper wasn't really going crazy, but I'd hear it every once in a while. But normally, when it's like really thick out here, there will be a pile of dead bugs beneath the zapper there. So, all right. So, I still have to finish the piers underneath the tiny cabin, but first things first, I really got to address this. The hole in my vent. Now I'm going to give you a shot of what my roof of my trailer looks like. This thing's been sitting out here in this brutal sun at 6,300 foot elevation for the last 6 years. I'm going to have to get some more lap sealant because you can see that it's old. This stuff is old and it's dry and it's cracking. And ravens have been picking away at it. right there. The roof itself doesn't look terrible. It is a rubber roof. I don't see any major problems. There's a couple of spots. You probably can't see it, but there's one right there and one right over there where the dang ravens have been pecking holes in the rubber. Here's a good example of what that would look like. And right there. But this is what the raven did. Punched a big old hole in my vent, and right there. And then this whole thing is cracked. So I've got to get that patched up, and then I'll buy a new one. I'm not really sure how to remove this when I want to replace the whole thing. This stuff is pretty hard to take off. It's semi-soft. I mean, I can dig my nail into it, as you can see. It's like a hard putty almost. But I don't know. I'm going to use some of this window flashing right now. I'm just letting it heat up in the sun. And I'm just going to cover this whole thing with it. And that should keep it protected long enough for me to buy another one and replace it. But yeah. There's my little weather station. Works really good. It's on Wi-Fi, so I can see what the weather's like up here when I'm not here, and see how much rain I've gotten. So it works pretty good. There were some mixed reviews on that when I purchased it, and I was a little unsure of whether or not I should buy it. But this thing has worked flawlessly since I installed it, I don't know, about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I've had zero issues with it. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I'll probably leave a link down in the description of what it is and where I got it. Most of the things I get up here that I order probably come from Amazon. So most of the things you'll find on Amazon. But I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description for that. I'm also going to leave a link in the description below for the mint extract that I purchased to try to keep the rodents away. I'm not a big fan of mint. I guess you could say I'm kind of weird, but I've never really liked mint since I was a little kid. I don't like really much of any mint unless it's really, really mild. So, as a kid growing up, all those little mint candy, peppermint, red and white candies you'd get in a stocking or whatever for, Christmas time or whatever. I never liked those. They just, something about it just drives me insane. But this stuff is strong. However, the extract that I bought, it's pretty strong, but it doesn't bother me. It's not an overwhelming odor in the trailer. When you walk in, you just kind of notice it, but it's not overwhelming. So, there was evidence of mice in there when I got here on Sunday. But since I poured that little bit of extract into that little tea light tin, I haven't heard or seen a mouse in there since I've been here. So currently I'm going to call that a win, and I'm going to put more of them before I leave today. I'm going to put one on the dinette table, because for whatever reason they like to go on top of the table. I don't know why, but they do. Not even sure how they get up there. They must jump from the seat. That's a heck of a jump for a mouse, I would think. But yeah, I'm going to put some on there, and then I'm going to put some in the bedroom on each of the nightstands, because they like to go on the nightstands, and for whatever reason, I don't know why. And on top of the stove. They like to be on top of the stove and the countertop and the sink. So I'm going to put some in all those places. And hopefully I won't see evidence of them when I come back. I don't know how long that extract lasts, if it evaporates quickly or not. It's kind of like an oil. So hopefully it doesn't evaporate very quickly. But it does get pretty warm in there when I'm not here, when this thing is all closed up. So I don't know if that'll have an effect on it, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'll leave a link in the description for that mint extract. And speak of the devil, you see this wasp flying around over here? This guy right here? These little guys. Oh, he's going to fly up right inside my refrigerator. Nice. So I still have not put screen inside there yet, which I need to do, obviously. But I did cover this right here. That's the intake and exhaust for the furnace. And I wanted to keep them out of there. So I got this little spring-loaded screen, metal stainless steel screen. It attaches and it holds tight and it keeps the critters from flying in there. So if I can remember to, I will put a link in the description for that as well. It's been working really well. I had nothing get in there yet, so I still have to do the screen on the fridge, back of the fridge cover there. Keep those guys out of there because they like to build nests inside the burner tube on your gas electric fridge on these RVs, and then your fridge won't work in gas mode. So okay, once I take care of the vent up top there, I'm going to go back underneath here. I gotta tell you guys, I'm pretty darn sore. My shoulders are killing me right now from being on my arms under this thing for about 4 hours yesterday. But I gotta get under there and put another one of the piers in right over there. And then if I'm still feeling up to it, I'll do these last two. These won't be so difficult because they're right here on the side here. Not too hard to get to. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. If not, I can do those another day. It won't be a big deal. But yeah, and then of course this shade cloth has been hanging here all night since yesterday when I put it on there. And I believe these ropes have stretched out even more because this thing's sagging down pretty low. So it's about I don't know, yeah, hanging about as tall as me, 6 foot. So yeah, you can see the sag in the line here. It has stretched, so it's just going to be a thing, you know, like when you install it, these ropes, if you use rope like I did, and a bunch of it like I did, they're going to stretch until they don't stretch anymore, and then they'll be you'll be able to tighten them up more and keep this thing up higher. So it's just a thing that I'll have to do the next few times that I come up here and use this until it stops stretching, and then it won't be that much of an issue. But yeah, just a beautiful day. Looks like it's a little smoky out, but other than that, it's really, really nice. Anyways, I'm gonna put you guys down for a bit. I'm gonna get on that vent, trailer vent, and get that patched up, and then I'm gonna start working underneath the cabin. I've got all my tools under there right now, so I definitely have to get under there and get that done, and so I can put my tools away. But yeah, so all right, guys. You guys, I'll see you here in just a flash. All right, take care. All right, it's just afternoon. Actually, it's just before 1. I did go ahead. I probably can't show you now because I took the ladder down, but I did go ahead and let's see if I can show you from back here. I put the flashing on. Oh, there you can see it. It's pretty bright. I put the flashing over the vent. So that should hold it until I get back up here with another one. I forgot to mention in yesterday's video. When I was up here in July for those 2 weeks, I washed a bit of laundry. And the tank wasn't full, but I think it was probably somewhere, I don't know, around here. And then I used it, and I brought it down to about 100 gallons. And then we got some rain, and it brought it back up to about 150. Well, since I left here, I think it was July 18th, 19th, when I left here, it is completely full. This little 5-foot square roof. Well, I guess it'd be 5 by about 6, but filled this tank up with the rain that we got after I left here. So probably, I don't know, 120 gallons, maybe 100 gallons it gave me. So yep, that tank is completely full, and it's just off of this little roof right here. I would have liked to have, and I might later on put a gutter behind this and put another tank back there and use that for backup water, backup supply. Alright, so as you can see, I took down the shade cloth. I think the setup on it, just to get my anchor points and get it all figured out, which wasn't hard, you just have to kind of adjust it until you get it tight. That probably took me 15 minutes to install it, 15-20 minutes maybe. But to take it down, it literally took like a minute, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Real easy, just unhook it from the tie point over here, unhook it over there, and then just grab my ladder and disconnect it there and there. Super easy. And to put it back up in the future, now that I have the anchor points set, shouldn't be difficult at all. Maybe a couple of minutes. The most difficult part about the whole thing, which wasn't really difficult, was folding that giant shade cloth up by myself. That alone only took me like 2 minutes to do. So not too bad, and it works pretty well. I didn't show you this yesterday, but when the shade cloth was up, it was shading this wall right here, and the sun had already moved over to about 2 o'clock, where it would be at about 2, so somewhere up that way, which is a little west of us. So this was all shaded and cool to the touch, you know, just ambient air temperature, whatever. But there was just a slight bit of, I'm sorry, the sun wasn't at 2 o'clock. It was probably where it is now. So this whole end was shaded, and then right about here, there was sun on this little section of the wall. And I'm not kidding you. You went from touching it to being ambient, cool, you know, cool to the touch. And then you touch the part in the sun, and it was hot to the touch. So that's how well that shade cloth really works. Even though it does let light in. And this thing right here, this thing's like sizzling hot. Yep, that's hot. When it was underneath the shade cloth, not hot at all. Not even warm. So that's how well they work. They let some light through so you can see what you're doing, but somehow they block enough of the sunlight out to keep anything from heating up. So pretty neat. Okay, the piers. It was interesting, being as sore as I was today from climbing into there for hours yesterday, but you probably can't see right now because Sadie's big huge sausage body's in the way. Hey, get out of the way, dog. Oh, now you really want to get in the way. Okay, so that pier right there is the one I just did. Stop. So I got most of the piers done. I just have to do one here and one, where's it at? Over there. Just two left, one on this side and one on that side, right over there. So those shouldn't be too difficult. I felt like I want to try to get out of here a little sooner today, and I'm trying to minimize how much dirt I cover my body in because I don't want to track it into my truck. So yeah, I can do those too the next time I come up, and it won't take me too long. So that's it, guys. It's been a beautiful couple of days. I think it's about 80 degrees out here right now, maybe 79, 80 degrees, yeah. It's actually nice. It's a little breezy, as you can see up there, but it's just been a beautiful day. Haven't seen much of wildlife except for those elk I saw this morning, and a bunch of rabbits. That's about it. And of course the birds. They've been killing the bird food since I refilled them yesterday. But yeah, that's about it. Not much else to talk about. So one other thing, I did fix my surveillance, and you guys wouldn't have known this because I didn't talk about it last time I was here, but when I started insulating inside, I didn't take into account for when I had installed my surveillance system. When I installed that surveillance system, I think I was in a bit of a hurry, or I don't know, maybe I wasn't thinking about the future, but I didn't route the wires for the cameras very well. And when it came time to insulate the cabin, those wires were in the way. So I basically had to reroute all of the wiring for the cameras properly so I could insulate this. Well, when I did that, I started unplugging everything downstairs where everything ties into the system for the surveillance. And when I was leaving here in July, for whatever reason, I was getting no video signal on any of my cameras, and I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. But I was so frustrated because of how the week had gone, and I was leaving out of here when everything was all muddy, and I was pretty ticked off that I didn't stop to realize that I had forgotten to plug in the power plug for the cameras, because the cameras have two cables that go to each camera. One is the optical cable, I guess you could say, and then one is the power cord to each camera, and they all converge into one connector that plugs into the wall, or a regular 120 outlet, 110, 120 outlet. So I had forgotten to plug that in. That's why I haven't had video up here for the last month. And yesterday I saw it and I was like, oh, you dummy. So I plugged it in and they came right back. So I've had these cameras for a couple of years now, and I haven't had any issues with them at all. I mean, they've really been impressive. So I think at some point I will do a review on those on my other YouTube channel once I get that up and going. But yeah, they've been really good. If you're curious, the name of the camera system is Night Owl. And I had purchased these at Sam's Club a couple of years ago. I knew nothing about them, but way better than my last system. Way better. So I'll do a review on those in the future on my other channel. And I'll figure out where they're being sold online, and I'll end up putting a link in the description below that review video, and I will also put a link on my website once I finally get that up and going. So, all right, I think that's it. I'm mostly packed up. I just have to put the quad away and my kid's little Jeep, and just kind of close this up and then lock everything up, and we will be out of here. I want to try to get home at a decent hour this evening, hopefully while the family is still awake. So all right guys, that's gonna do it. I hope the next time I come up here, the weather is just as beautiful as this, if not better. Yeah, the green is unreal right now. It's just everything has popped. So looks like we're going to get some more moisture here in the next couple of days. We got a little bit of clouds moving in from the south to the northeast. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I've got for you this weekend. And hopefully I can get that channel, other YouTube channel, and my website going. So I have a little more content, different kind of content for you guys, and more of a centralized location to get all the information and the information, the products that I use up here. So you don't have to request that information in the comments. So, all right, guys, you guys take care. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your month, and I will see you in the next video.